today, from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, this is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints taking on Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Arizona Cardinals. Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
What you like about him? The guy loves football. Flat out loves it. Has toughness. Wants to hang in there and play through just about everything, and walks that line between creativity and being able to take care of the football, taking those chances and not. When he figures out exactly where that line is on every snap, look out, folks. Jameis Winston will really ascend as a quarterback.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On second down, Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. Working out of the gun, Winston. Harris has it over the middle. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Winston to give. It's Kamara. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Now Lutz for the field goal try. His kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say a great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Play action. Now it's Murray. And incomplete. He dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Second and 10 now from the 27. To throw again. Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Shotgun now from Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
And that may have been incomplete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium and watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Deontay Harris deep for New Orleans. Fair catch see about the penalty. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
Zach Bond there on the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. From the gun, Murray. And able to find Kirk complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Murray hooking up with Kirk for an Arizona first down. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. First carry for James Conner. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From just shy of midfield, Murray. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Conner. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. From the gun, Murray. He'll get this underneath to Edmonds. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10 is counter. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what he did on that play.
Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
He can run for it, and he will. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this carries into the end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On 1st and 10, Winston. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 43 yards. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. On the return, here's Edmonds.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray.
He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 5 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again on second down. Murray. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun. Murray.
They're looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick.
And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Following the interception, Winston. For the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Jameis to throw it. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
To throw, Winston. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
35 seconds, all that remains in the first half as they come up on first down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. It's caught on the right side. Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee. Maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a strong first half by the veteran quarterback, Jameis Winston. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing on first down is Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Christian Kirk, 74 yards. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. Prater on to add the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. On the return, Deontay Harris. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense. And he is closing in on the 100-yard mark for the day.
And it appears that he loved the fact that they're going to play this game earlier. You know, daytime, he's out there running around, feeling good about himself. Whatever his prep was coming in, he was able to get out there quick and fire away.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, Winston. His throw incomplete. Good coverage that time by Malcolm Butler.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Winston. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Winston now. Flush to his right. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs. He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Yeah, Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too. And you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
Well, on first down, they run with Kamara. He'll take it forward for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 7, Winston. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. A first down throw for Winston. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Another try after the first down sack. Winston gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. A gain there of 21 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
First down, Winston. On the crossing route, complete. That's Thomas. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To throw again on second down. Winston. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And the Saints are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Again, it's Winston. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. The 40, 30, 10, and they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. In a tie game 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Saints again ready to go on offense. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick six hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Back to it after the pick six. Winston. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Jameis now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Throwing, Winston.
We'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They run. It's Kamara. And he's taken down inside the 30. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field, and he wasn't letting the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here, and we're picking this one up. That's some leadership right there.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. From the left side, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
The Saints in the hurry up here. Clock continuing to roll. Now Winston.
chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Winston. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. From 6 yards away. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. On the return, here's Edmonds. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Murray to throw. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Murray on the slant, complete to Hopkins. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Murray, he's used to moving fast in Oklahoma. He'll get his guys up to the line. Back to throw. Murray. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll pull it down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To throw is Murray. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Murray. And now he's going to use his legs. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. Third and 2, and here's Murray. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's going to have a Cardinals first down, and he's going to have it plenty, able to get 8 yards more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well, as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now the first throw in overtime for Winston. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now. Jameis to throw it. It's intercepted. Baker with a pick. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On first down, Connor. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see, and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.